Sharks fans, it's Andy Glenn here with another episode, and tonight got a real treat. We've got Ross Murray for a bit of an interview. Every Shark fan knows him as Peanut, but I'll be polite tonight and be calling you Ross all the way through. How are you, Ross? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah. Lockdown and that's been a bit hard, but yeah, it's been all right. I've been working all the way through it and stuff, so yeah, it's been kind of pretty normal working life for me, but missing the hockey, missing doing stuff at night and that, but yeah, it's okay. I've recently sold my flat, so I'm living with my mum and dad just now till me and my missus find a new house, but other than that, it's going pretty well.
Where are you looking for a house?
Oh, just hopefully Dumfries somewhere, ideally DG1 area, so near my work I can walk hopefully, but I try somewhere around there.
Fantastic. Right, let's go on to the serious questions. Let's talk about how you got started in hockey. When did you get started, and how did you develop a passion for hockey?
So my cousin used to play, Scott Maxwell. He used to play for the Sharks years and years ago. And my Uncle Les, he was the president, team manager for a long, long time for the Sharks. So when I was always younger, I used to go and watch the Sharks play every Saturday night. Used to stay over at my grand's, and my Aunt Beatrice would come pick me up, and I used to go and watch. But I didn't start playing till about, I'd say maybe 10. I started quite late. Didn't skate either till I was about 10. And got into a team when I was 11 for the juniors, and since then I've been on the ice ever since then, really.
Fantastic. And Mark Grubb told me that you played in Canada for some time. How did that come about, and what was it like?
So the old coach here, Kevin Docherty, Doc, known as, he went back to Canada, and I stayed in touch with him, and he put me in touch with a couple of people who could kind of help me out, and I went out there and skated with a few teams and stuff like that to begin with, but obviously the rules are a bit different over there, where they don't take Europeans into their main leagues. So at first it was kind of hard, but they kind of found a way around it with this league called the GMHL. And I went over, God, what age would I have been? 16.
Wow.
Went over when I was 16, played in a place called Vaughan near Toronto for a while, got traded to this place called Sturgeon Falls, what was really good. Probably the best hockey I played over there. I felt that's when I was the best. Okay, like scoring at most games, stuff like that. But yeah, it was a really, really good experience. Like I can't complain about it. It was really, really good. Learned a lot from a lot of really good coaches. Maybe should have came back a year early. I was over there for 2 years. The last year I was there was a wee bit. I was playing in a really, really good team who was challenging for championships.
Yeah.
So I didn't get the ice time I kind of wanted, but it was still a good experience. On the ice twice a day, in the gym all the time. Like we were like proper professionals. It was like everybody in the Temiskaming was where I was the second year, and I think it was a town of maybe 1,500 people, with 1,000 fans to the game.
Oh wow!
You were like we local celebrities. Well, it was really good. It opened my eyes up to like how serious they take over there, and like how good you've got to be to make it. Like I kind of realised from an early stage that I was kind of not out my depths, but there's a lot of hard work to go into it. But yeah, it was good. It was an experience I always remember my whole entire life, and I'm glad I've done it. But yeah, it was good.
Steep learning curve for you there, and did it help you long term? I imagine it must have.
Yeah, I mean, being on the ice a lot definitely helped me grow, kind of thing. Like I was skinny back then. I was really, really, really skinny. But the advantage I had over them was I'd already been playing men's hockey, because Canada's a bit confusing. I mean, a lot of people only really play till they're about 20. So you've got to until you're 20-year-old to make it, and that's it. If you haven't made it by then, you're finished playing. You're just going to go play beer league. So the advantage I had, I played with 25, 30-year-olds, so I was already used to that kind of man environment, the strength and stuff. But like it definitely helped me. I learned a lot of new plays. Like my hockey IQ went up. But yeah, it was just different way of life. Really enjoyed it, and definitely helped my game. When I came back, I felt like I was faster, stronger, understood the game a lot better, and I felt like most of the players in the league at the time, and I definitely used that to help me. So yeah.
That's great. It's brilliant. So last year you broke my heart and went to Whitley. What was that all about? And then you won a league with Whitley, which was great. But you've also won a league with the Sharks. How did it kind of match up winning with the Warriors versus winning with the Sharks?
Oh God, aye. So I've won a lot with Solway, and obviously, like it means so much more when it's your hometown, and especially that one we won the treble in Dumfries. That was definitely really special. But last year was really personal for me. Like I felt like I had a lot to prove to myself as well. So last year was definitely like it just meant a lot, and especially when I went to Whitley, I was kind of wanting to keep my head down and just kind of get on with it. But me being me, I can't really help myself. I always open my mouth and kind of put a target on my back straight away by saying we wanted to win everything. So definitely when we got over the line winning the league, it meant a lot to me personally, and I kind of wanted to give back to the Whitley fans because they took to me so well. Like when I first signed there, I thought, it might take a while for the fans to come round and stuff like that. But from the get-go, they backed me, and the boys in the Whitley changing room were fantastic. Like Lobby, Paul, the team manager, they were top class. Like, I really enjoyed it down there last year, and I'm happy I got to thank them, helping them win a league title. But nothing can take it away when we won the treble in Dumfries. That's probably one of my highest moments in hockey. Especially, I'll never forget this. When I first started my first year with the Sharks, we were playing in the Northern League in the Celtic Cup, and we had to take a point away from Fife in one of the last games of the season. And I barely played it. I was only 15, 16, barely played any ice time at all. And just being there when we won in Fife that game was unbelievable. I always remember. And that was a kind of, I decided that I always want to be in a winning team. I always want to win no matter what, because that feeling I got that night being a young boy was unbelievable. Winning a trophy in Fife, it was just the whole crowd. It was amazing. I always remember that. Even I don't even think I played a shift that game, but it was just I'll never forget that. That was one of my top moments as well as being a player for the Sharks.
Absolutely, part of the team. Yeah, totally get that. And I do
Yeah.
remember your interview on Warriors TV right at the start. You said, maybe me, I had to say something. It was a class interview, and I think that really meant a lot to the Warriors fans because I know, they did say that's what they wanted, winners. So you're well liked wherever you've went. So that's thing. And you've achieved a lot. What would be your biggest achievement? Would it be that first one with the Sharks, or would it be Whitley, or would it be the treble?
Definitely team-wise was the treble, the first treble in Dumfries. That was big. That was, we'd won the double the year before when we kind of choked in the playoffs against Blackburn, and the year after we wanted that extra trophy. We wanted to prove we were better than everybody, and definitely when we held the playoffs in Dumfries, we wanted to win in front of our own fans, and that was amazing that time. But like I say, last year was really personal for me. I felt like I had a lot to prove, just in my own head and stuff like that. And last year, I felt like as a player, I managed to prove a lot of people wrong, and managed to prove to myself that I am a good hockey player and I can play wherever I want to go. I'm not just a kind of just one team, one player kind of guy. So last year was more personal. Last year was for me, if I'm being selfish, it was personal, but definitely team-wise was that treble in Dumfries.
Brilliant, that's great, thank you. And I know you are passionate about developing young players, and you're doing some coaching now. Can you tell me a wee bit about that, and maybe some of the lessons you've learnt from coaches of the past and your Canadian experience?
I really enjoy coaching, coaching the kids. I mean, just kind of passing on my knowledge. Feel what I like to do is kind of feel where I didn't get the right coaching from when I was coming up, and try to make sure the kids nowadays are getting that. Because I mean, in Britain you don't get a lot of ice time, and they need to be using the ice time as well as they can, and you just develop them as long as it's making it fun, and also teaching them kind of life skills as well. That's something I think a good coach always does. Just doesn't teach you on the ice stuff, sets you up for kind of life. So I like to kind of be that role model for them if I can be. Just kind of help them when they need help and just stuff like that, really. But the coaches side, what I've learned the most, like I say, the ones that stick in your mind are the ones what kind of teach you about life instead of just about hockey. I had a coach, Joseph, over in Sturgeon Falls, and he used to always say to us, "Look, boys, it's not about being a professional hockey player. It's about trying to get yourselves ready for life. You need to set yourself up. Everybody's always got to have a backup plan." And I mean, he was only my coach for maybe 4 months, and that's what he taught me was, even if you do make it in hockey, you're only going to be playing until you're 30, 35. What's the plan after that? And that's always stuck with me where, it's hockey, you only got to really play it till you're about 30, and especially in Britain, you're not going to make serious money out of it. So you've always got to make sure you've got to have a backup plan. But other than that, Spud's taught me the game really, really well. He's great at teaching plays, teaching the game, and I feel like, I benefit playing under him definitely. But like last year, Lobby, he taught me how to be a player. I felt like he kind of said to me, this is where you're good, this is what you need to be doing, and just basically taught me how to score when I need to and stuff like that, and gave me confidence to be like a goal scorer. Especially when I played for the Sharks, I don't think I've ever really been, like a goal scorer or like a top player to get points. I've just been that hard working guy. And Lobby last year kind of sat me down and said, we want you scoring goals. We don't need you to stop goals. We want you to be chipping in, helping get assists, stuff like that, and playing in the top line hockey. So, I learned a lot off Lobby last year about just kind of, being ruthless in front of the net and stuff like that. So
you got another aspect to your game there.
But hopefully I could keep on scoring and stuff like that. But yeah.
Fantastic. Right, here's a question that Jamie kind of started. He kind of wanted to talk about his all-time favourite starting six for the Sharks. So over to you. You've got one import and you've got to pick your starting six.
Right. So imports for the Sharks, you got to go Pavel Mihailovich. Hopefully I said his second name right. Or Yuri Senko. To me, they're the two best imports the Sharks have ever had, hands down. And it's tough to choose one of them, but so I would go Robert Chalmers, Mark Gallagher, Pavel, and I would go Alan Crane. And I think you have to include Struan there because he's won so much for the Sharks. You could put him in as forward or you could put him in as defence, but just say put him in at defence and then I'd go Rusty in nets. That would be my all-time Sharks. Well, I'd squeeze me in there somehow, but other than that,
we need to get somebody out and to get you in. But no, that's great. Thank you for that. That's brilliant. Have you made any plans for when hockey returns after lockdown?
I've not really thought about it that much, to be honest with you, especially what's going on. I mean, I'm a kind of guy who wants to know what's kind of happening. And right now, I think it's got to be a dark time for hockey for years to come, to be honest with you, especially in the north. Less teams are wanting to play in the league and stuff like that. So it's more, I've got to make sure it's got to be right for me and my girlfriend and just kind of take it at what it's going to be. But, it's hard. I find it really hard to get motivated just for hockey just now. When I think about playing, the coaching side and stuff like that, I'm motivated to do that. But playing wise just now, I can't get excited for it. Can't think about it that much, because I can't see there being anything for a long time. And I hope fans don't mind hearing that. But when it gets back, I just feel, the IHA, the SIH, and Hockey UK have got a lot of work to do to try get it back up and running, and I think they're going to struggle big time with it. I mean, I remember Jamie on here saying he doesn't like to get involved in politics. I'm the opposite. I like to say my piece, and I just think it's a mess right now, top to bottom. It's a joke. So we'll wait to see what comes out, and I'll see what's happening and make my mind up from there. To be honest with you.
I think we've all sort of thought that the unification of the British hockey would have been a real step forward, and for whatever reason it never happened, and we're at where we're at. And yeah, I can understand a bit of a malaise around, but we've got to keep hoping.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with that, I just I took a backward step, and I feel, especially the North, the North one is needing more teams. It's just we're like the laughing stock of the IHA. To be honest with you, I think nobody cares about it apart from the teams that are playing in it. I think they need to change the whole entire league structure up and down the country. Make that national league a proper national league where teams from Scotland could enter into it and have promotion relegation, and from there you could go north, be in anywhere from Billingham up to Aberdeen, have a North 1, North 2, have a Midlands 1 and 2, and a South 1 and 2. Because right now the North goes from Solihull all the way up to Dumfries. To me, that's crazy. You've got to start including some of these Scottish teams into this league, or it's gonna die a death.
Well, Murrayfield was such a good team. I mean, obviously they beat the Warriors last year in our games against Murrayfield were great. And as I've said before in these programmes, Aberdeen's got 1,000 folk going there every week. It's quite amazing.
Exactly. Also as well, like these Scottish kids need to be playing in a competitive league. I coached in the SNL before I left, and I'll be honest, it's not a good league. It's got good teams and it's got good players, but the gap, the skill gap is far, far too big. You know from watching last year with the Sharks, like when you play against Kilmarnock and teams like that, like it's too much of a skill gap, and that doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help the better team. It doesn't help the worst team. It just nobody's improving then, and it brings the game into a bit of a joke. And I really do. I think they need to look at it as a development. Is how are we going to develop these young players? I mean, I've came to the fact that I'll not benefit from anything that changes. I'm getting old now, 27, got a couple of years left. I think I've always said I wanted to retire when I'm 30. So, but they need to do something development wise, for the Scottish kids, especially in North England as well. I mean, where are these kids going to go? Especially in Scotland, you're asking kids to go. I think it's changed to under 18s now. So under 18s to SNL and then to the Elite League. That's far, far too big of a gap. Yes. There needs to be something in between where these kids can go and say, right, I'm better than SNL, but I'm not good enough for the Elite League. I need somewhere to develop. And the Sharks are that level, but it stops at Dumfries. What about Murrayfield? What about, Aberdeen? There's nowhere for the kids to play. So they need to find a way to get a proper league structure sorted and get everybody playing the best hockey they can.
And there needs to be promotion and relegation that goes along with that to make it meaningful games.
In my eyes, that's what they need to do with that National League. And I know teams won't about travelling, but it's part of the game. Like, you travel. And if you don't want to travel, then don't play. Go play for a recce team or go play at a lower level where you can commit. They need to... I mean, I still think it's crazy, and I would say how Sharks never got into that National League, I don't understand. Dominated the NIHL one for years, and they went to put in for it. And I know for a fact that it was because we're too far north. But how are you going to call yourself a National League if you're not going to go above Leeds? It makes no sense to me. But they need to open that up to North English players and Scottish players. Teams up here. If it's a North-South conference at that level, then let it be. But they need to have a level in between, definitely.
Well, we'll see if anybody listens to us.
And I'm saying that. See if any of these teams did go up a level, I'd have to take a step back for work commitments and stuff like that. So I'm not just saying it for me. I'm saying it for the good of the game. I think that's what a lot of people forget. The game should come first before teams, money, and players. It should always be the game, and I think that's what a lot of people forget in Britain. It should be ice hockey first. It shouldn't be about what teams we can make happy, how much money we can make. It should be to the game, and I think that's what gets lost in a lot of British politics in hockey.
Here, I totally agree with you. And I think when I'm hearing you talk about coaching the youngsters and all the rest of it, you're keen to give a lot back to the game itself. So
I mean, the game's been good to me. I've been extremely, extremely lucky with it. I've managed to play hockey, not have to pay any money towards it, being able to play for free and make a wee bit of money out of it at the same time. So, the game's been really, really good to me. So I want to just pass it on, leave something for them. and I'd love for the Sharks to go up a level, or Whitley to go. Even Billingham, I know a lot of people here think I don't like Billingham, but I'd love any of the northern teams to do well, especially the three teams I just mentioned there. I'd love for them to do well no matter what, because it's in the area, and if one team does well and that area moves up, it opens doors for so many kids to improve and to have a chance. But, I don't know where these kids are going to go. There's some great kids in the junior setup just now, but they're going to hit 18. They're going to have nowhere to go, nowhere to play, and I just think it's a problem that doesn't get talked about enough. I think a lot of people shy away from it, and that I'm fed up with it. Fed up with the associations not doing anything and improving the league. It's a shame. And it gets to the point where you think to yourself, am I wasting my time here playing? And you shouldn't be thinking like that. That's what's kind of holding me back with making a decision for next year. Is I feel like I've gave a lot now to the game, and I want to give a lot back. But there's so many like barriers in the way of trying to improve it. And one day, hopefully, I hope it does get better and it opens up the whole country to great hockey.
Yeah, I mean, I would say continue doing what you're doing, because it's better to be within that group trying to influence things. If you put your hands up and walk away, then nothing's going to change.
Oh yeah,
you know what
definitely,
I mean?
Definitely.
Anyway, thanks for that. That's the politics well done. Hey, well done for that. Do you miss anything about playing with the Sharks?
I miss it just being down the road instead of 2 hours down the A69. No, obviously I miss my usual routine. My game day routine. I would finish work on a Saturday at 12:30, head over to the rink, do a quick wee mini workout, then go back home, grab a nap, get back to the rink, and just play. And I'd always get a Chinese after the game, stuff like that. Just to be small things, and it was always nice to have your family. Like, I was lucky enough, my dad used to come down to Whitley quite a lot with me. He was missing the hockey. He used to help the Sharks out for years, so he was missing the hockey, and he'd come down to Whitley with me. But just missing your friends coming to watch you, and missing having a couple of beers after the game with them, or just whatever, just the small things.
Yeah, I can understand that. What about, you got any funny, interesting stories that you'd like to share, or any that you can share?
So I've got hundreds and hundreds, but I don't think I can share them on this. Oh, terrible ones. But I've got a funny one. That game I was talking in Fife when we won the Northern League.
Aye.
So obviously I was young, 16, and my best friend Ross McMeekin, he was there as well. He played for the Sharks, and we both didn't get the ice time. So we're sitting there, we're buzzing, being like, yes, we're going to win. And we actually took the game to overtime, I'm pretty sure. So we had won. And Ross turns to me and he's like, that's it. We've done it, we've won. And he's like, take your helmet off. I was like, what for? And he grabs a water bottle, he pours water all over my head, and he does the same. I said, what did you do that for? He goes, well, we've got to get hundreds of photos with the trophy, we've got to get team photos. It makes it look like we're sweating. I was like, and then from then I was like, that's genius. So there's all these pictures up there, and it looks like me and Ross has averaged like 40 minutes ice time that game, when really we just sat on the bench the whole entire time.
Brilliant. That's big brain thinking. I'm liking that.
Oh, that blew my mind. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what a great idea.
And you just spoiled it by telling everybody now.
Exactly, I know. So everybody's caught me out. They'll see in the photos now.
Oh, fantastic. Have you got any message for just hockey fans in general watching this? I know there'll be Whitley fans, there'll be fans from all over.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Just obviously it's tough times, and I know I've just went into hockey a wee bit there, gave it a dig, but we'll be back at the rink soon, hopefully, and once it's all back and once all the politics get sorted, it'll be fine. And it's never going to die. It's always going to be there. So just stay positive, and hopefully we'll all be back. Hopefully it's going to be September or some form of way we'll be back playing league games, and just that.
And meeting each other again, because you miss the people, you miss the opposing fans, miss having that chat.
Oh yeah, definitely. Miss the buzz about it, miss the going on Twitter or whatever to find out the other team's results. Say, did you see that fight? Did you see that goal last night? Stuff like that. Especially, but miss being with the boys, miss being with the fans. Will be missing seeing the other fans, and it's everybody's kind of out of the routine just now. I mean, it is boring. I'm tired of Saturday night telly. You know, I can't watch any more of it. I'm
It's
done with the telly. But just stay positive. We're going to be back, hopefully. So, yeah.
absolutely right. Before we go, I'd just like to say thanks so much for taking the time to speak. I really appreciate it, and thank you. But one last question: favourite hockey tune, and there's to be no rubbish mind.
Well, I don't know, hockey tune. I'm a massive Meatloaf fan. So anybody doesn't know that, I'm a massive Meatloaf fan. And before every game, I listen to Battle of Hell. I would do anything for love. So definitely, them two songs are what I listen to. Also, I like to listen to The Greatest Showman before a game.
Great Showman.
That gets me, 100%. It gets me buzz. It gets me right buzzing for a game.
Wow,
they're probably my three.
They're your three. They're better than the ones when I was interviewing Scott and Struan the other day. I mean, they came up with Madonna.
Madonna's a classic Team Shark song.
I gather
that's a classic, but there's no beating Meatloaf for me. Like Meatloaf songs just get me. That's what I'll listen to before the game, and that'll get me all psyched up, ready to go.
Fantastic. Thanks, Ross. Really appreciate your time.
No problem. Cheers.